Hey Melanie, hey, it's Alex with Trinity Roofing and Construction. Hey, let me show you what I think is going on top of your chimney so that you can fully understand just the capacity of where I think the water's coming in. And you can see that previously the multiple times, 4 or 5 times, however many times you said, they kept coming out and they've sealed up everything. There's not much left around the chimney that they can't seal. It's all covered. Chimney cap, the Fluke rain collar that goes around that is covered. Every little piece from the flashing all the way up to the shingles, which is technically that's overkill. As we go around over here, same thing. They put a tar base on and then they sealed the flashing where the dead valley is, and then they just kept adding sealant and sealant and sealant, and now it's piled on real high on that. But what I think is happening is the fact that you actually have cracks between your siding and your trim pieces on the edge. Now here on this directional rain, it's gonna be pretty hard to come at this angle this way, but there are cracks right here between the sealant here as well, and this is that area where we saw where the main leak is coming in. Again, there's not much down here, no holes or gaps or anything like that I see that can really be causing that leaks, because when I looked upside the shaft of this chimney, it was actually coming in from a little bit further up. Minor cracks here where the sealant is starting to separate from the trim boards. But what I think is happening is gonna be more along the lines of this. This right here, when you get the hard directional rain, is gonna find its way, what I think, in between these trim boards and this siding, because we've had some crazy sideways rains lately. They're blowing in between this, water's running back to where the framing of it is, and then it's saturating and it's running down. Same thing even right here. You can see those gaps right here. And again, you get those hard directional rains. Same thing. Now, when we're looking inside the chimney, inside the attic door, and we saw that I think that there was some more leaks. Here's the same thing. You can see there's a large gap between the separation of the trim and the siding. Same thing right there. Runs further up here. And then you got some more going on right here. So that the sealant is starting to oxidize and thermal crack, and the expansion is starting to contract on that sealant, which is why you have those gaps. There are a couple spots, you know, here, but again, it'd be really hard, and that's why you're not really seeing leaks on the other side that we can see. But there is still gaps right there between the sealant where they tried at one point to put a black on, but look at the size of that hole. Man, that could just be critters or bugs they can get in right there, but that's a pretty large hole right there, big enough for me to almost stick my finger in, and it's not much left on it. So that's where I think the leaks are coming in. So getting that sealed up, I believe, will keep that water tight. There's not many other places around the chimney, the base of the chimney, where I think could be coming in. There is something I want to talk with you about though. Your left and your front facing slopes, there is major evidence of hailstorm damage. You can see black marks where the granules have been knocked off from the hail that have come down. You can see multiple areas. And as we step back, you can see that it's just kind of all over the place on this roof system. As I go around, it's not so much on the back slope because it seems like the direction of the storm came this way. So it got anything that faces the left and the front, but that doesn't mean that there's not a significant amount of hail damage on the backside. You can see soft metal damage on top of the furnace cap. It looks like this is probably the one thing that they replaced newly, or it's just different colored. That's damaged. You can see the soft metal dings on top of the box vents. You can see the indentations on these dome vents. To be honest, I feel like you actually have hailstorm damage on top of your roof, to the point to where you might want to consider move down that direction. Have the insurance replace all the roof so that we can get this and replace the flashing around this chimney in a better fashion. And we can also seal up this chimney as well. So what I'll do is I'll get down, I'll put together a plan of action, show this to you, and we can talk about how we can get your house back to a healthy state.